Hope everyone is doing well. In our last 10 days of Ramadan, subhanAllah, it went by so fast. Alaikum assalam, Yusra. Alrighty. We're just gonna wait for our guests to be here soon, inshallah. How's everyone doing? We are in the final stretch of Ramadan, subhanAllah. Like I said, it definitely went by fast. Alrighty. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taqabbal from you and I all of our deeds and forgive all of our shortcomings and accept all of our prayers, our siyam, our qiyam. Someone today asked me that, are you excited that Ramadan is almost done, or are you relieved? What are you feeling like? And subhanAllah, I was just couldn't really answer, because it's, for people that really enjoy Ramadan, like myself and others, it's sad that subhanAllah Ramadan, we wait for the entire year and it's right here in the last 10 days. So I am sad that it's almost done, and I was able to answer after, a deep reflection. Alhamdulillah. Ramadan. Alaikum salam. All right. Our guest is here. Oh, there she is. Alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you too, my dear. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. We're all good. I was just keeping the conversation going until trying to get you on here. But I'm excited to have you here. We have a few of our guests that had some questions that I can't wait to dig into a little bit deeper. But before we start, how are you feeling? Someone, like I was saying earlier, someone asked me, how are you feeling about Ramadan? Are you excited that it's almost done? Are you thrilled? Is there signs of relief? So I'm going to use that question and ask you, how are you feeling?
I'm sad that it's almost done. I feel like I didn't get enough done. I've been so busy with kids and work and all of that. I felt like I could do so much more. So I'm kind of sad that it's already over. But we still have a couple of days. We're in the last 10 days, so I still have some time.
I feel the same way. I was saying earlier with our viewers that I just wanted quiet, because I'm like, I love Ramadan and I also love Eid, right? I love Eid very much. And I mean so much, with the family and the kids and everything. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, alhamdulillah, we were able to observe this Ramadan. We are in the home stretch. The last 10 days are the most beloved days. And it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we're gonna get started because it's almost iftar time. We're not too far away, and I know as a mom we gotta prepare our futur and whatnot. So I'm gonna turn it over to you. I would like you to introduce yourself and the role that you do, and the advocacy work that you do as well. So all yours, Aruj.
Well, thank you for having me on. My name is Aruj. I live in Paris, Ontario. I've been volunteering for about 10 years now. I started off at my kids' school at the parent school board, and then moved on to my work and the social committee, did that for a couple of years, and now I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I just want to give back to my community, to our Muslim community. And so that leads me here to the CCMW. Also been working in healthcare for 14 years. What Canadian Council of Muslim Women is. So we're committed to the equality, equity, and empowerment of Muslim women in Canada, while providing a positive influence to our immediate society. So what does that mean? So the council provides, or they lead and collaborate on different public policy initiatives in Canada. They celebrate, honor, and spotlight the accomplishments of Muslim women. So we have the Women Who Inspire Awards, we have the Black Muslimah Shining Awards, we have the Muslim Scholars Series. You can find all this on the website, by the way. And then we just raise funds and awareness on different issues that Muslim women are facing. So you'll often see CCMW on the news, just talking about different issues that women are facing. We have our Dr. Laila Fahman Scholarship Series to help education for Muslim women. Dr. Laila Fahman, she is the founder of CCMW, which was founded 40 years ago, by the way. So CCMW has been around for a while. We have our emergency bursary fund, which we're actively fundraising for right now to help women who are escaping domestic violence abuse. And they have all these fees that they have to pay, like legal fees, mental health fees, those kind of those things that accumulate when you're going through a crisis like this. And so we're fundraising for that right now. It's Zakat eligible, so you can go on the website and take a look there. But some of the initiatives that the national team brings awareness to the Canadian society on, and then that cascades down on the different chapter levels.
That's amazing to hear. Thank you, Roj. And you talked about CCMW, which is Canadian Council Muslim Women. How many chapters is there right now? And I know you're the president of the Brant chapter, but how many chapters is there so far in Canada?
There's well over 15 chapters. So we have Brampton, Brant, Calgary, Durham, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, all over Canada. So it's a national nonprofit registered charity.
It's amazing. And so when you're talking about a few things such as, the work that Muslim women need in our Canadian society, can you give us a little bit of example? What does that look like? And what does it mean for our Canadian Muslim women?
Yeah, so right now, for example, we are addressing barriers to employment for Muslim women. That's a project that we recently launched. It's a 35-month project, and it will look into barriers that Muslim women face while looking for employment and how to address those, and then what the solutions are. So after 35 months, we'll come up with a solution, a plan, implement that throughout all the different chapters so that they can position themselves in their respective communities to make sure that our government or our council helps out in breaking those barriers down. And then on the different levels of the chapters, everybody's doing different work. So we want to give back to the community. We want to be seen. We're a group of educated, fierce, strong Muslim women, and we want to be fearless. We want to go out there. We want to take up space. We want to let people know that we're here. We have a voice, and in order to voice our opinions, we need to bring a seat to the table. And we can't do that if we stay within our silos. So I feel like Muslim women we tend to stay within our community circles because that's where we feel most comfortable, and
That's
we
our
feel
comfort level. Yes.
everyone understands us. But if we step out of that, we have that fear of constantly having to defend our religion.
Yes.
Whereas when you make that step, that's the best way to break down stereotypes. So that's what we do on the community level is we reach out to our public libraries, we met the mayors, we get our voice across, because if they're not going to make a seat for you at the table, you're going to have to bring your own chair, right?
I love
You're going to have to voice your opinion on some platform, and CCMW provides that.
I love that. And I love that, there's no seat for you. Bring that chair and come sit and join. So that takes us to the next aspect of, empowerment. How do you empower our Muslim women in our Canadian society? Breaking those barriers and stereotypes. How do you empower them in a way that, I'm looking for employment. What can CCNW provide for me? Or I'm looking for housing. And we know affordable housing is a huge issue in Canada right now. Or, I'm seeking counseling. What is it that I need supporting that CCMW can support me with?
So any clients can call CCMW and they will redirect. We have lots of partnerships all over Canada. So they'll direct according to situation which organization can help out. So for example, CCMW has, I think, the first ever legal services coordination program for Muslim women. So it's cultural sensitive. It's to benefit Muslim women so that the services that everyone gets in Canada is equitable and equally distributed among anyone, no matter what their race, their religion. So that's something that we have, and that's led by Sabrine, who is our legal advocate at CCMW. And then we hold the workshop. So education is key, right? Any Islamophobia workshops that we can, present to our communities for the non-Muslims. And then we have financial workshops to educate women on finances. We have a couple of different workshops going on, but those are some of the few that I can think of right off the bat.
That's amazing to hear. And the other question that I kind of want to bring back to is it sounds like there's a lot of collaboration, right, with community partners within our own society that we do. So let's focus a little bit more on Brant Chapter. Tell me about Brant Chapter, and I know you're the president. Tell me a little bit more about your team, with the work you guys are doing. I think our Yasmeena Hijab families would love to hear how we can also get involved and what's next for CCMW.
So the Brand chapter is amazing, and I could not have launched this without my amazing executive team. And I'm going to give a shout out to Fatima, Shizra, Amara, Mehnaz. Without these ladies, I could not have launched this chapter. So they're amazing. We have our, they take up different, sorry, fasting brain. They take care of different areas of the chapter, whether it's onboarding new members, people managing, just getting in touch with different stakeholders in the community to get their projects going. Couple of projects that Brant has done. So we launched in November. That was our soft launch. Our hard launch was actually in February. So it's very new in this area. And as you know, the Brant community, the Muslim community is growing like crazy over here. So I reached out to CCMW and asked them if I can launch this chapter here, and it would be beneficial, and it is, because we've done so much. We've reached out to we held our first Ramadan public library event in Brantford, which has never been done ever.
Say that one more time, because I think that was a mouthful, but that is so powerful. So you guys launched your first Ramadan iftar at a public library?
Ramadan event at a public
Ramadan event.
The Brantford Public Library. It's never been done before. And it was an hour-long event. The mayors knew about it. We did henna, we did story time, we educated the non-Muslims on what Ramadan is. Kids were there, parents were there, so it was great. One of my chapter members also created a partnership with the County of Brant Public Library, so reaching out to the public establishments. And then we created Ramadan gift baskets that we were selling to raise funds so that we can send iftar to Nisa Homes Hamilton every Friday in the month of Ramadan. So that's where we met, you and I.
Yes, at the Nisa Home event, Inspiration Iftar. Yeah. That is amazing. So not just from Brant, but you guys are also connected with other partners such as Nisa Home in Hamilton and other organizations that you're also supporting. That is amazing, mashallah. So you talked a little bit about your personal life. You're also in the medical field. You're a mom, and you're very active with your with the school board and the student council. Tell me how that has influenced you to be where you are right now as the president of CCMW Brant chapter.
Sorry, can you repeat that last part? Who has influenced me, or what has influenced?
What has influenced you to be the president and start all the work that you're doing with the Brant chapter?
I've always been the kind of person who likes bringing people together, even at down to the little parties that I have at home. I like bringing everybody together in one space. I like seeing friendships flourish, and I like seeing community grow. And so because I like seeing that stuff, I feel like it was just natural for me to move into these kind of roles within the community, whether it be at the school or at work, or now within my immediate community in Brant, which we just acquired Hamilton. So if anybody from Hamilton is here and wants to join CCMW, I'm looking to create a team on that end as well. And so that's what drives me. I really love what I do. And, my executive team will let you know. I'm always messaging them on WhatsApp. Let's do this. Let's do this. Can we have this? Can we do this? And
I think that was the first thing you said to me. Do you have WhatsApp? I said it. So I knew right away you're that that communicator. That is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, I just love doing it.
MashaAllah. And how so the work that you're doing at the school board, right, and the student council. What does that look like for the Muslim woman in Brant, and how are they seeing the other end? Because we heard from behind the scene all the work that you're doing. How are the Muslim community seeing that?
So the Muslim community is happy, very happy to see this happening here. As you know, in Brant, like I mentioned, this kind of stuff doesn't happen. When I moved here, it wasn't multicultural at all. It's only changed in the past 2-3 years. And so for Muslims to see the school celebrating Eid or the public library putting on a Ramadan event, first time ever, it really makes them feel a sense of belonging, like this is their home. and they have just as much right to live here and take up space like anyone else. And I think that's the best feeling ever, when you feel like home is home and you belong.
Absolutely. And it goes back to what you said earlier. If there's not a seat for you, you bring your own seat and you come in
Yeah,
and join.
right.
Absolutely. That sense of community is huge and that sense of belonging is huge. And it's not just about the Eid event or the Ramadan event, because those are our seasonals, right? Those are when we go full out in. But what else does CCMW do during the entire year, whether in Brant chapter or other chapters? And I
Yeah,
know we're going to talk about Hamilton chapter after as well.
yeah. So right now, because we believe in empowerment, we believe in empowering other Muslim women and entrepreneurs. So we have a mother-daughter paint night or paint day happening in the Brantford Public Library to support our Muslim sister in Durham who loves painting, and she does this for a living, and she loves to come out and teach people how to paint. So she's going to come down all the way to Paris. We're having about 20 people joining with their children and have this cute mother-daughter paint day. So that's one way, empowering Muslim women, empowering Muslim women who own businesses, and advocating for them and supporting them.
That's great to hear, Aroj. So empowerment is huge. And empowerment is not just about the woman. I'm hearing her as well, her daughter, right? And I'm sure CCMW supports the entire family, right? Because I think you and I heard this in this at home, right? The saying of an madrasa, right? Like the mother is a school,
Yeah.
the foundation of everything. So the fact that you're empowering the mother is huge and so important. So in that case, how can viewers and how can our audience and people get involved with CCMW besides the zakat?
Yeah, you can go to our website, www.ccmw.com, and then click on the chapters, whichever chapter is close to you, sign up. There is a $30 membership fee, but that's for the entire year, $30. And someone will contact you. So for the Brant chapter, we have just acquired Hamilton. So if you live in Hamilton, definitely reach out to the Brant chapter, and either myself or Fatima will get in touch with you. We'll reach out to you, let you know next steps, and then you'll get added to my WhatsApp group, which will keep you informed. And then we meet once a week. So I don't place a burden on any of my members on how many hours you need to commit. It's whatever is convenient for you. It's not meant to be a burden. It's just meant for a place for like-minded women to come and give back to the community. We just want to do good and break down stereotypes.
That's amazing. Alhamdulillah. And that goes up to all the moms and all the guardians that we have. If you're seeing things at school and you're not, too happy about it, you don't see a representation, I heard it from Arul loud and clear. You need to speak up. You need to be right there in the parent council meeting. You need to represent, and advocate for the children, right? And advocate for your family and other families as well. We know language is a huge barrier for many of our Muslim community. How is CCMW supporting that? I'm sure, is a word, do they speak multiple languages? If English is not my strongest language, what can CCMW support with?
So within my chapter specifically, I'm looking to recruit members from various backgrounds who can translate for the women who don't speak English properly. So that's a need right now that I'm trying to fulfill. Right now, we all speak English great. I can also speak French, so those languages are covered, and Urdu and Punjabi. But other than that, I want to just get a more diverse landscape of memberships so that we can fulfill that need.
Absolutely. And you talked about the membership fee. What does that membership fee cover in a way? Because we say membership fee, what are we getting back in return for our clients and our customers?
So that membership fee is just to help the chapter organize the events that go on. So as you know, in the background, there's a lot of expenses, renting a hall for a workshop, or getting refreshments for a paint night. All these little expenses, they add up. So that $30 membership fee, which is just $30 for the year, helps out in getting these things reimbursed, right? So that's where that goes. and then also any kind of workshops that have already been developed by previous presenters, and any kind of business cards that we have to make, all the administrative work that goes along with it, it covers that as well.
Amazing. Um, you talked about Hamilton and how you're recruiting right now, and this is why I really want you to come in and say Hijab for our Hamilton-based families. What are the requirements? Is there an education background? Is there a resume requirement? What is the requirement to be part of CCMW?
You just have to be a Muslim woman. That's all. A Muslim woman who's passionate about giving back to their community and wants to break down stereotypes along the way. What I'm looking to see in the future is I want to see change within our community as well, not only bridging that interfaith dialogue within our communities. I'm looking for people who are not shy to reach out to the mayor or go to the Brantford Public Library and speak to the executive director, to get, you don't have to, that's not a requirement, but I'm looking for somebody who's passionate about driving change. Absolutely. And then, one of my personal goals is to get women on the boards at the masjids. I feel like it's mostly handled by men. And so I'd like to see a 50%, split between women and men, because the larger population that attend the masjid are Muslim women with their children. And so I feel like the voice of a woman matters at that level. So
Absolutely.
looking to do something like that, and if you feel like that fits your profile and you're looking to make a change, then feel free to come to the website and fill that in.
And what are the positions that are now CCMW is recruiting for?
Just regular members, members that can give back. So there's no specific positions. Right now, the executive team has already been filled. Mm-hmm. And so we're looking for members. It doesn't matter how much time you can give. It's not a requirement. You just have to be a Muslim woman looking to give back.
It's amazing. And you can give back in any way that there is no minimum way, right? And from what I'm hearing from you, whether it's virtually, in person, or the advocacy work that CCMW is doing. That's amazing. So, Aruj, I know you've been working all day, and I know you also have a tough role in your field. How, in other ways, have you guys empowered women through, we all went through that moment where I want to change my career or I'm not too sure what I'm doing. Have you guys did the peer support, brought speakers to do some, inspiration nights? Any of these plans have been done before? Or is that something that is on the agenda for events coming up?
Yeah, actually, those are great ideas, Yasmeena. I'm going to note those down. One of our executive members, she's actually reaching out to some homes, some Muslim women shelters and other organizations to see if she can help the women there find a job, go to, fix up their resumes, go to, job boards, all of that. So that's a way to empower women. And then we have to think of more projects down the line, but definitely some of the ones you listed are great ideas. So in the works.
Amazing. In the work. That's always good to know. As long as there is in the work, that means they're getting it done.
Yeah.
Aruj, I just want to say, it's been an honor, not just meeting you and getting to learn more about CCMW, but I'm really excited to see what's the next chapter for Hamilton and for Brant as well. Is there any events coming up soon you would like to tell the Yasmeena Hijab family about?
Yeah. So that's the mother-daughter paint day. Yes. That's coming up. And then there's this tree planting. So as you know, planting a tree in Islam is a form of charity. And so I want our CCMW team to go to our community tree planting event. Mm-hmm. That will be coming up end of April. And then as we go along, we come up with events. So those are the two that I can think of immediately. And then we keep brainstorming. So we meet once a month to brainstorm the next couple of months' events.
That's amazing to hear. And everything is on the website, right? Where people, so even if you're not in the Brant or Hamilton area, they can go online. And if there is not a chapter, can they start a chapter of their own? That was one of my favorite questions that came. If I'm in an area where there's not a lot of Muslim community, but there's a few families, how can we get involved?
Yes.
Is there a way they can? Okay.
That is my story. I just reached out to CCMW and I said, there isn't a chapter here and I want to create a chapter and this is why I want to create a chapter. So if you're backing up backing up with reasons, and just email CCMW and for sure they'll consider it.
That's great. You are an inspiration, Aroj. One of my favorite questions I like to end our lives with is, in 2 minutes or so, what would be your advice or tip for a young or any age Muslim woman who is struggling to find herself and find that sense of belonging in this community? What would your advice be to her?
Reach out. I would say to her, so reach out to a strong Muslim influencer. I mean, I don't know how young we're going, but if we're going at the age where, where everyone's on social media.
I'm thinking all the way from, let's go down to teens
Yeah.
years. So from all the
Okay.
way 13, 14, all the way
So
up.
I have a
I'm giving
15-year-old daughter.
you a big spectrum, but you got this.
I have a 15-year-old daughter myself, and this is what I tell her. Because through this chapter, I've seen, so much happening within the communities, what ideas have come forth. I include her on our events. She comes with me. She gets volunteer hours this way too, but this way she gets to see what's going on and be a part of the community. She's a little bit shy, so she's still finding herself, and I I want to be that role model for her. And so I'll tell people who have young daughters, find a role model for your daughter. If mother is always a role model, or if there's someone else external, find that person. Let your daughter know that, acknowledge her feelings. Let her know that she can take up space. I say that a lot, and I've said that a lot today. It's because it's so important for our young girls to not shy away from their religion, to be proud of their religion, and surround themselves with people who are also proud of their religion. So,
Absolutely.
company and a great role model, and
That's amazing. Sorry, I missed
yeah,
that one.
coupled with community work.
Absolutely. I think, mashallah tabarakallah, you're an inspiration, Aroj, and I'm sure your daughter is very proud for all the work that you're doing. And the fact that you're bringing her along, you're reminding me of, my own journey. And I talk about in our Yasmeena Hijab website that, my mom is the one that was taking me on events that I was not happy about when I was younger, right? I'm like, why do I want to go? Why do I want to go? But, as you're older, you understand the more the reasons behind it in a way. And honestly, having a great mentor and having that role model as well is really important.
Yeah.
And having that space. I love that you validated that so beautifully. Having that space for her, wherever it is, whether it's in school, in the community, anywhere, it's really important. She has to be seen, heard, and validated. I think that's a key from what I'm hearing from you.
Yes, exactly. You said it beautifully.
Alhamdulillah. Well, I think there is so much more we can do and talk about. But I just want to say thank you so much, Arut, for coming on live with Yasmeena Hijab today and talking about the great work that our Canadian Council Muslim women are doing in Brant and hopefully in Hamilton and other regions, inshallah, in every single city. There is going to be a chapter and representation. And I think I love that you guys are collaborating with so much more. And it's not just about the Muslim woman, but it's about a family as well as a whole. So just want to say thank you, Jazakallah for khair, for all that you do. And we'll be reaching out to you soon for sure for more collaboration. I think you're an inspiration to so many, and you can share so many of those advices with all of our folks online here.
Yeah. No, thank you. And I love all the work that you're doing too with your Yasmeena Hijabs. Beautiful. Absolutely love it.
Okay, thank you so much. Don't want to take much of everyone's time. It's almost Maghrib in some places, and people are getting ready for iftar. So I'm going to have a favor and ask from everyone. Please do not forget us in your prayers in our last 10 days. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cover from all of us. And if there is any contents, we're going to continue after Ramadan with the Yasmeena special, but it's not going to be Ramadan special. We're going to be collaborating with other more speakers. And if you want to be a speaker on Yasmeena Hijab, please reach out. There is lots of space for all of us. So, Jazakallah for khair, everyone. I hope you all have a great day. And Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam.